Hey, Detroit Bob, we had a great episode last week. We talked about Northern Soul, so I'm walking around with my list now. I got to memorize these 500 top Northern Soul songs and records. But even Goldmine I picked up at that record store day up at RPM, and sure enough, somehow I missed that little Queen 45. And I looked in the video and I skipped right past it. So guess what? You go back, and I did go back, and I found it locally. So make sure you subscribe so we can keep bringing you these great stories of these great records. And make sure you watch all the way to the end, because that's when I'm going to show you the gem of the week. All right, Detroit Bob, in a constant effort to document the sociological impact of pop music, I'm going to go in here to Target and just see what they got as far as Taylor Swift. Wish me luck. All right, let's see what's going on here. I usually just have stacks of vinyl over here to the left, behind the corn chips. The first thing you see is just a ramshackle rack of just stuff that looks like it's been dumped there. And then here we go. I believe, is that Taylor Swift? I don't know. That's Taylor Swift. That's Taylor Swift. That's Taylor Swift. That's Taylor Swift. They all say exclusive on them too. Here's another Taylor Swift. So you can see they got this exclusive. She signed a deal with Target, it looks like, to do all this exclusive stuff. And I've actually picked up a couple Target LPs in the past. That Nirvana album is a good find. This album's a great jump-in point if you are young and you don't know what CCR is. I would recommend it. James Taylor, that's a good one. And I love Steamroller, but that's a good jump-in point too if you want to listen to some mellow JT. And I don't recommend Bruce's greatest hits. Go into his albums, like the first 5. Everybody should have this in their collection. I mean, in fact, I bought a second copy from here. Foo Fighters, I think they have another greatest hits package. So I'm not totally sold on these essential packages. Literally no attempt at organizing these. It's like they just come out of the box and go up here on the shelf. There's no alphabetization. Beastie Boys. This is a great album. I mean, everybody should have this in their collection. Yeah, I just noticed that none of the albums have prices on them. So if you're just jumping into vinyl and you want some cool colored vinyl, yeah, Target could be your choice. Once again, greatest hits, I guess it's okay. But I would do Queen's. Start with Night at the Opera. I'm not even going to ask for 7-inch. I don't even know if they would know what it is. I don't see anywhere. I asked at Borders the other day. They go, well, we don't normally carry 45s. Journey's greatest hits. Artwork on that most likely is my buddy Stanley Mouse. Detroiter. Fleetwood Mac Rumors, you sort of have to have this album. Where's my Prince? So I don't see the new album. So I think probably they just had a run on that. But she's not stupid, man. She's loading up their back catalog. Eagles. Just get Eagles' greatest hits 1 and 2 if you want to do that. I had this on CD. It's actually a really good Pearl Jam. Probably one of the most listenable albums they have. Clear vinyl. I'd pick that up. That might be a good jump-in point for No Doubt. I mean, I don't know what's on it, but 2 LPs. Upside down, but yeah, this is a must-have LP for Chris Stapleton. I love that Mackinac that he's wearing. All right, my analysis of Target so far, it's sort of like a candy store. There you go, you gotta have that album. It's sort of a candy store for vinyl. So young kids that don't know anything and they wanna just get in on the game, yeah, buy it. I'd get Off the Wall before I would get Thriller. But there he is, Michael Jackson. You can't escape him. Got Black Pumas. They got a great song. I can't remember what it's called. But I don't know if I'd pick that up or not. All right, here it is. The most overplayed CD of the 90s. But it's actually making a comeback. Darius Rucker. Great voice. And Motown Ain't Dead, man. Right here he is right there. Stevie Wonder #1s. That might be a great jump-in point for someone that wants to really get the essence of Stevie. I'd have to look at the track listing. All right. Overall, I'll give Target a B+. Met a dude that was a collector. He subscribed to my page, RockMine. So that was pretty cool. It's sort of a ramshackle, unorganized mess, but they got some unique pressings and a lot of colored, unique exclusives, if you will. So if you're a kid starting out, yes, go to Target. All right, there you go. We gave them a B+. Target does have some exclusives with some unique color pressings. So, like I said, it's sort of bubblegum for vinyl. But if that's what you're into, go for it. Met a dude who subscribed to my RockMine page, so that was cool. Off to Aldi. All right, it's a beautiful spring day. I just went into Target and did a review there. I'm just curious how this Taylor Swift phenomena is panning out. So I'm gonna stop at this record store and just see what's going on. I'm here a few minutes early. Some of these record stores, they don't even open till noon, man. I've got a lot done. I already been to Aldi, I've been to Target, I've been to Home Depot, I've done the dishes, I've had a couple cups of coffee, and they're not even open yet. And I wonder what kind of music this guy's listening to. That's another thing. When they say 11 o'clock, that could be 11:15. 11:30, 12, 1. It's a soft opening. Here we go, the door's opening. Taylor Swift the other day. And do you guys carry it, the new one?
Yeah.
Okay. And where would that be?
All right there.
All right, cool.
Right behind you.
Okay, cool. Oh, okay.
Right
so
on
that.
this rack right here.
Yeah.
Over here.
Oh.
There's the.
You got the whole thing.
Yeah.
Now, did she come out with any 7-inch at all?
No. Yeah, just the CDs and the.
Page.
Okay. I think she has cassettes on her website.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But no 7-inch single or anything like that?
No, at least not yet.
Okay. All right, so there we go. Your price isn't bad, $43, right?
Yeah,
I saw it at Borders for $50.
Okay.
And I think I paid $50, but you got 2 different editions here.
Well, there's the 4.
Oh, okay. Do you have all 4?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Okay, so that's what that is. Looks like I got the top one. And then there's this one. And then there's this one. How cool is that? So which is the most collectible of the 4?
I mean, it's preference, but we did sell out of the Black Dog the fastest.
That's the bottom one? Interesting. Okay. All right, at least I learned something. And once again, you go to record stores, don't worry if you don't come out with what you want. You learn something, and she just taught me about the 4 different editions. Bottom line, I'm back in my wheelhouse now. I left off at the letter C here, and I'm going to continue. And in reality, there's a lot more collectability to these babies, especially if you can find an early label, VJ, Northern Soul. If you did happen to find a Taylor Swift, those are going for $300 or $400 because she did put out some early stuff on 45, believe it or not. Here's a Canned Heat. I picked that one up. See what the condition is. I've already been over to the library. They had a book sale. First thing I asked them, do you guys have any vinyl? And that's a good record, but not at $5. I asked them if they had any vinyl. Of course, they said no. and sent me over to the Antique Mall, which, if you remember, I did a 2-part series. That's a good record. Someone was just complaining online about this song being sold for $15. You may know this song because Pearl Jam covered it, but for $2 I might pick it up. I got a grandson about that age.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yep. They call it the Terrible Twos, although she might not be there yet. Alright, so I've already got a couple decent 45s. Take a look at that. Carry on, teach your children. I might pick that up for $1. I think I bought this the other day on my last little 45 run. Cars, Sun, records. It's like all of a sudden anything, any reggae, this is a great disc. I just don't think it's a $10 record. Any reggae all of a sudden goes up to $10. Like that. It looks like an obscure Motown. I don't know if it's worth $1 or not, but you know what? And then these collectibles are definitely worth $1. That's a great disc. And it's a good twofer. Cannibal and the Headhunters. You know the Land of 1,000 Dances. It goes something like na 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 na. Alright, let's look through these C's. I've seen that all over before. That's got the look of an old record, single color, and got the vertical bands, nicotine, and shorthand bread. Just not, I'm not feeling that. This is a good record. Chairman of the board, give me one more time. It's a great record. Harry Chapin, Taxi. Chapin, I should say. What the heck is this? Children's songs. Atlantic, that's their classic label. Alright. It's nice. It's Thursday, 11 o'clock. Nobody's in here. If you come in here on the weekends, your vinyl freaks will be here left and right. It's got a nice old look to it. That's what you're looking for on old stuff. Function. Boy, I really almost want to buy that because funk is a hot genre. I would almost call it a subgenre of R&B and soul. And out for $1, I'll take a chance on that. So I'm beyond collecting hit records in my thinking. And it took me 4 years to get there. I'm looking for gems. And I'm willing to take a chance on picking up something. Jimmy Dean, I Owe You. That's a great song. I think it's the song he made to his mother. Like Diana Ross and the Supreme Love Child for $1. I'm going to check the condition on all of these before I check out. But I think I got some gems going here. I mean, Proud Mary for $4. It looks pretty beat up. I probably got about 8 copies of it. This is a great psychedelic picture sleeve. I've got it framed in my vinyl lounge, and it's in pretty good shape. And Mellow Yellow is a great example of a psychedelic 60s song by Donovan. I actually remember it when I was a kid. It got a lot of radio play. Atlantis is too. Great song. So if you're into that psychedelic area, check out those two songs. Here's a collectibles, the Delphonics, for $1. I know this song, it's a great song, and you're getting a good twofer there. That's probably anywhere from a $3 to $5 record. China Grove, Back with Evil Woman. China Grove's a great song. Doobies just haven't caught my eye. I know they just got in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but all right, I might get through the C's and work on to the D's here. Steely Dan. Any Major Dude. Ricky Don't Lose That Number. That's a good record. It's in rough shape, so you see that little chip right there? That makes me say no. Because you know, you'd have to, if you sold it, you would definitely have to tell your buyer that the record's chipped and nobody's going to buy it. I'm buying these collectibles for $1, even if I don't know who they are. Charlie Daniels. You know, Devil Went Down to Georgia. There's another old Charlie Daniels song that escapes me, like Redneck Bar, I think it's called. Song Sung Blue. Neil Diamond. I think guy up front is asking for Joe Summer, so that just caught my ear. And we'll see if they have any Record Store Day 45s left over before we leave. There's Mellow Yellow without the picture sleeve, and you can get it for $3. So sometimes the sleeve is worth more than the record, and it's when you're emotionally attached. So one of the 5 C's is connection. Are you connected to the record? Do you have an emotional connection? Was it the song you had your first dance to? Was it the song that you stayed up all night partying to? Was it played during spring break 1983? Was it the opening song of the Stones tour in 1981? You have emotional connections to these songs, so the value goes up. And it doesn't matter what the guy next to you thinks about it. Are you attached to it? Does your brain light up with dopamine when you play it? So that is the question. And you can't put a value on that. It might be worth $3,000 if it triggers that strong memory. There's the Delphonics for $8, but I'm going for the collectibles too for Dramatics. In the Rain. Give me some good soul music. I'm picking that up. The word soul may add money just because of the word soul. And who knows, it could be on the 500 best Northern Soul records of all time list. Definitely check it. Devo, I love them. And that's a great, great disc right there. And they should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, in my humble opinion. I just don't know if I want to pay $5 for it. Got it. Ooh, that's a nice twofer for $1. Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo with Time of the Season. So he's got all his collectibles twofers priced at $1. Gene Chandler, Duke of Earl. But by this time he's on Ovation Records. So, if anything, you're getting a little bit of an education here. Mike Douglas, Tom Dooley, Tyrone Davis, Sultans of Swing. I would put that in any jukebox that I had. But I wouldn't put Long Train Running by the Doobies. If you put Sultans of Swing on, everybody knows it, and it just reminds you of like being in a smoky bar, and then there's a band playing in the corner. Charlie Daniels Band, Volunteer Jam. That's interesting. Kama Sutra. What year was that? It's a weird, little banged up, chipped up. It's an EP. But for $1, I'm gonna buy it. All right, getting through the C's. There's another Charlie Daniels, Funky Junky. I've never really seen the Kama Sutra with Charlie Daniels on it, so I'm picking it up. All right, we're working our way through the C's. Def Leppard, so we're into the D's here. Maybe I should quit while I'm ahead. Yeah, I'm gonna come back and do the D's at another trip. All right, I got my bag of records. So the library was a bust, but I did actually get some good stuff left over from Record Store Day, including the little Queen 7-inch that somehow I missed. So, hey, there you go. I'll sum it up and tell you all about it. All right, well, I did try to find a Taylor Swift 45 7-inch, and I didn't have any luck. I couldn't even find it online. I did manage to get back over to Goodwill, and this is the stuff that they have where it's by the pound. So I got Red Rubber Ball by Circle. There it is, Supremes, The Happening, and that's backed with a decent song. Reflections really is probably the A side in my opinion. But and these you just dump into a big bin and they weigh it and they charge you by the pound. Smash is a great label. Left Bank, Walk Away Renee. If you remember the Four Tops did that, I'm sure it's the same song. Frankie Valli, and I have this on colored vinyl, but let's hang on. It's a pretty good hit. And these are the Buckingham's, kind of a drag. That was their big one. And Young Rascals got that. How Can I Be Sure? People Got to Be Free is the big hit, sort of the B-side. So those oldie series twofers, I love those. And look at this. It's like 72 cents. So the profit on 45s, I'll sell those $3 or $4. They're placeholders. They're not big collectibles. But I did make it back to that record store. I asked her, do you have anything Taylor Swift? All they had was the LPs. The one I had, I bought it up at RPM, and I really wanted the Taylor Swift 7-inch. I don't think she has one out, but any viewers who know how I can get one, let me know. So these are 45s that I left off with the C. So we're looking at the Cavaliers. Last Kiss, great song. You know the song. You might know the song because Pearl Jam covered it in one of their Christmas fan club giveaways. It's a great version. It was like a warm-up that they just recorded. I can't even tell you the B-side. Great song. Great to have. Teach Your Children Well. For those of you who love Crosby, Stills, and Nash, Carry On's a great B-side, so that's a great twofer. Bruce Channel, Hey Baby. You might not know it, but you'd know it when you hear it. I Want to Know, Will You Be My Girl? What a great song. Story has it, Bruce taught John Lennon to play harmonica before they did Love Me Do. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I heard. Charlene, obscure Motown artist, sort of getting up there in the 76 range. Really sort of a throwaway, but I picked it up. These collectibles, always look for them. They're great back-to-back twofers. Even if you don't know who they are, they seem to hold their value. And I got that one. School's Out by Alice Cooper. This is a great record to have. And look at Elected on the B-side. So that's a twofer. And they say back-to-back hit series right there. So then you get Cannibal in the Headhunters. Land of the Thousand Dances. That's your na 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 na. So you got to have that in your collection. And I got about 6 different versions of that. Give Me Just a Little More Time by Chairman of the Board. What What a great song. And this is a great song too. I like it more than Cats in the Cradle. Just a really sentimental song about time gone by. Great song. Confunction. If you're not sure anything with the word funk or soul in it, you might be dipping into a pretty good genre that can be very valuable, and the more obscure the better, called Northern Soul. We talked a lot about that lately. IOU by Jimmy Dean. They play this song on Willie's Roadhouse a lot on XM. It's a great song about someone and their mother. So very sentimental. There it is, Love Child, Diana Ross and the Supremes. So when you're getting these for $1, I pick them up. They're $3 to $5 records. Delphonics, la 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 la. I love you. That's a great song. And if you don't love that, then you need to go to the hospital. Collectibles, once again, it's a great twofer. I don't know who these two cuts are. I've heard of them. I probably would know them if I listened to them, but I trust this label so much I pick it up even if it's not familiar to my ear. The Dramatics, okay, In the Rain. This turned out to have a little value to it. And there's your good soul music on the B-side. What a great twofer this is. The Zombies' Time of the Season with Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo by Rick Derringer. He played a lot with Edgar Winter, but that was his big breakout song. Kama Sutra, I didn't know that Charlie Daniels was on their label, so I've got two different versions, or two different songs. I picked them both up. They were a little beat up, but Canned Heat seems to do real well now. The hippie and the jam band people love them. And yes, I found that Queen. So Record Store Day, I didn't give up on it. I got a great price on it. Record Store Day limited pink vinyl, and I think it was on their Hot Space album. Is that the name of the album? But it came out in 82, I believe. And then there's an instrumental on the B side, and it was a bass player, John Deacon, I think his name is, and Freddie Mercury. So Queen is hot right now. Supposedly they're holding out to get $1 billion for the record catalog. That is a great pickup, and I thought I missed it because the first time around I passed right by it. So here it is in the running for Gem of the Week, no doubt about it. Great looking cover. I don't know, man. I want to play it, so I'm going to probably open it up. Made in Germany, so the quality's good. And you got these barcodes on there. If you're a Discogs user, you can just scan that barcode. You don't even have to type in the stuff. So I already scanned it in. I'll let you know if that wins. But all in all, I was pretty happy. Target, no, you're not going to get any 7-inch 45s there. You're not going to get any at Barnes & Noble, although they did have some online. And I did do a search on Amazon for Taylor Swift 7-inch, nothing. But I did find some other stuff that I'll cover when it comes in. All in all, I'll give you a summary of what I paid for this stuff. I'm at 72 cents for this stack of stuff, and I am at 41 for this stack. So I thought it did pretty good. And everything else is a bonus at this point, but I thought I did pretty good. So we'll sum it up, and we'll give you the total values of everything that I bought. And we'll go to our Gem of the Week next. Look at there. The median value on those records was $83.66, and I paid $41.76. So that's not bad. I'm happy with that. So you can double your money walking out the store. You think of a stock, if you bought a stock, and then by the time you got home from work that day, it was worth double. You would be just jumping for joy. And people buy penny stocks all the time. So if you get good at buying and you're walking out the door with that kind of value increase, you did pretty good on your stock purchase that day. But in this case, you're buying records. So you got to look at value. You can't ignore it. You can like your records too, but look at value all the time. All right, Detroit Bob back again. And I got the high value right now is $219.86. Median value was $83.66. And that's why you enter everything in the Discogs, so you can look at all this stuff right here, your high value column and your median value column. So there you go. I think I did pretty good. All right, Detroit Bob, here it is, Gem of the Week, Queen, Cool Cat, backed with Cool Cat Instrumental, record store release. And I found it by going back to the local record store, and sure enough, they had it in the bin for 16 bucks. It's got the cool little record store label. It's still in the shrink wrap. It's got a very cool pinkish orange cover with a metallic visage, if you will, of each member of the band. It was on EMI, which is the label, and the format is 7-inch vinyl record store day, limited edition pink. Country Worldwide is the release. Released April 20th, which was record store day, and the genre is rock, funk / soul. The style is funk. And I will go down to the credits written by Mercury and Deacon. And if you remember, believe it was John Deacon, who was the bass player, came up with all those funky little riffs, especially during the game. I think this was on what was the name? Cool. I can't remember the LP, but it came out about 82. And Queen, the polished one, was starting to wear off. It was hard to follow up the game with another one, Bites the Dust, and Crazy Little Thing Called Love. So I had lost a little bit of interest in Queen at this point, but now their popularity is so big. They're holding out word has it for $1 billion on their catalog. I love this. This is my gem of the week. Its value is $23.66 already. And that's going up since I entered it about 3 days ago. 39 is the high value, and 4.78 out of 5 want it, and 209 want, 115 have. So the rating's high, the want is high, and it's just a great little gem. I think this is the best 7-inch that came out, made in Germany, good quality. So I think if you shop around, you could still find some of these out there. It was limited to 2,000 copies. So that's even better yet. So it's a great find. I'm really happy that I found it. And I had to go back to get it because I just skipped over if you look in the first video. So that's why we do Gem of the Week, because there's a lot of gold out there if you look for it. And this is a great addition to anybody's collection. Will I play it? Yeah, I probably will. You know, some people just keep them in the shrink wrap. I play my records. Oh, well, yell at me in the comments. All right, we'll see you next week. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the bottom button that says subscribe. It's free, it's fun and easy, and it keeps me telling you great stories like about Queen and this great little single called Cool Cat. We will see you next time. Take care, Detroit Bob.